Kyle, you know why we're here, man. We're here to talk about fucking Dead Space. I finally beat it on fucking, what is it, PS5. And I gotta
Dude,
say, it's really fucking good.
dude, I was so happy it came out on free. I mean, I was happy and pissed at the same time, but I don't give a shit. But I was like, wait, Ryan better play this. He's got no excuse right now. It's
I
free.
I know. I remember. I think when did they give that away? Was it like
It was a few
October of
months
last
ago.
year? Yeah, I remember it's a while ago. I'm like, oh, Dead Space remake for free. I'll download that because, of course, give me a free game. I'm gonna keep it. But if I'm gonna play it, no. But I'll have it in my library, please and thank you.
I love it. What was it? It was 3 games, and you sent it in the group chat, and it was like, oh look, it's me, Kyle, and Drew's personality. It was Dead Space. It was Doki Doki Literature
Yeah,
Club,
and
and
then it was
what was the one for
wrestling
you?
AEW. It was
That was
straight up
awesome.
wrestling, and I'm like, dude, this is us. Yeah,
That
that
was
was like
fantastic.
yeah, like 2 months ago or so. Yeah, Dead Space, Doki Doki, and fucking AEW Fight Forever. Hell yeah.
That was fantastic.
It
I was like,
was
oh holy shit.
it really is though, because it's like you fucking huge Dead Space fan, and then fucking Drew being Doki Doki is what got fucking starter pack Drew, Purple Slime, whatever you want to call him. Got him to cosplay. So like it's one of those things that I'm like, if you like Doki Doki, man, I'm just happy that it got you the cosplay for the first time. I've still yet to play that game.
I mean, I'm glad it came out on free. I mean, I snagged it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this at some point.
The thing is, I think it was always free, but like for PS5, PS4, it was not. Like the console versions were not free, but the computer, PC, whatever versions were. They always were.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, there's a few games that are free on PC, and I think once they like trickle down to like consoles and shit, they'll like charge like $4. They're not expensive usually. Like, of course, they try to upscale them to everything, but they're just like, yeah, they'll make them like just like something affordable. I think the most expensive one itself was like $10 maybe.
Hmm.
Like the one that Christian, shout out Days Come, like he's like, yo Ryan, play fucking Helltaker. And like I've yet to play that fucking game. It's on PC and it's on Mac, so I have the ability to play it. Not on PS4 or PS5 or anything like that. But that's another
Oh no
free
shit.
game. Yeah, there's that new game everybody's playing. I think it's like Mouthwash or some shit. I haven't seen it much. I've seen.
What?
Yeah, it's like a horror game. I don't know. It has a weird name. I don't understand it yet. I mean, it looks creepy. I mean, it sounds interesting. Uh,
I mean, hey.
actually, let me look it up. Actually,
I mean, hey,
mouth
phasmophobia.
mouth washing. Excuse me. Okay.
Mouth washing.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
sounds terrifying.
Yeah. Right. Let's see. Mouth washing. Oh, let me open up the Steam page. I mean, it looks freaky. It's like that weird like what is it like CRT looking type of horror and shit.
I've been seeing a lot of those.
Yeah, it's like the dude
Like,
with
people,
yeah, go ahead.
play, yeah, like people have been pumping out those games because you can make them pretty terrifying.
Yeah. I think in
Uh,
all honesty, I feel like people have the nostalgia for that. Like they said, like with us, like for me, when I see these things that are like VHS and like CRT and stuff like that, to me, I'm like, oh, my childhood. But like, I think that's how we feel about like creepy '80s things sometimes, because it's like older. Like the amount of people who see things like N64 and make them like, ooh, but like look how freaky like the castle was in like Super Mario 64. And man, I'm like, what? That castle's great. I love that place. Luigi's on top or Yoshi's on top. Like I don't give a fuck.
I think that's what it was because the I mean the quality quote unquote is not not the fact that it's fantastic, but like when you have a game that's like very detailed, high quality, you can see literally everything,
Hmm.
it can take away from the scariness. But when you play a game where you can hardly see shit,
Yeah, you fill it out for
that's
yourself. Yeah.
you're like, I can't really fucking see what's there. It looks like there's something there, and it's terrifying me. But then you got games where like, okay, yeah, that's a tree.
I know what you mean, and I feel it is like what we said. It's one of those things where it's like you have to fill out the rest and kind of make your own like version of what it is, and then
Right.
but then when you finally figure out what it was, like when it's like distorted or like not fully rendered, it's like, well, that's fucking freaky, because it's kind of like when you play those old video games and things don't render right, and you're like, goo, what the fuck are you? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's difficult, kind of like sliding into what we're talking about, how great of a job they did on both games for Dead Space and Silent Hill, because
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
those
dude.
those games came back and they came out during back in that day, whereas the graphics weren't like what we have today.
Oh yeah, especially those two. It's funny. So I guess going back into subject, I guess we're gonna say fuck mouthwashing, whatever that is. Sorry, mouthwash fans. We're talking about boomer shit now. We're talking about Dead Space and fucking Silent Hill 2. No, real talk. I remember playing. What is it? I'm like saying, oh, I'm freaking out. I'm scared already. No, I remember playing Dead Space originally for 360 with my friend. Uh, and it was just so fucking freaky. I remember we were there and it's like, God, this game sucks. This is so scary. Like, we were like freaking out. Like, the goddamn freak necromorphs were just coming out of every place. And like, everything just felt like I was holding my breath the whole time. And then playing the fucking game now felt exactly the same. And
Dude, that
it's as scary as I remember it. And that's really fucking
exactly.
cool. And like when I watch the side by side comparison of like the 360 and like now, I'm like, now looks like how I remember it. So I'm really happy with these changes. Because I watched the 360 one and I'm like, those look dumb as hell.
It's dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's so weird how like so long ago when you play those games, I'm like, God, the graphics were that bad, or it looked like that. Like you're looking at it, I'm like, this is how I remembered it, and it's like, it's just so weird how things just look different.
Oh yeah.
But like, it like touches that part of your mind where you were immersed in that game where you kind of thought it looked like that.
Yeah, like a lot scarier, a lot darker. And then like I said, I was after I beat the game, I was like watching videos strictly on like the first one, just being like, okay, like let's see the comparisons. Like I needed to know more about like especially because I knew I was gonna talk to you about it because I know you're a huge Dead Space fan, and I just wanted to see something I could compare it to, or just and like I said, watching the 360 stuff. Like the guy was like, I'm playing off my computer, blah blah blah, and being like, huh, did not look like that. But yeah, like you said, it scratches that part of my brain of how I remember how dark the game was, even though it wasn't that fucking dark. Like,
Oh
oh, but playing the new one, dude, the lighting effects in that game are fucking sick.
oh, yeah, they did a huge um that's why they call it like a no people thought about it as being a remaster. It was technically a remake. Like they rebuilt it from the ground
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
And I kind of wanted to kind of get that aspect, like with Silent Hill. I was thought about playing, like just getting it on my PC for the old one, but I was
Mhm.
like, eh. I kind of wanted like a fresh um, take at it.
Yeah.
But I think after this, now I'm gonna play the old one
Mm.
and see how it goes. Because I know, because you kind of grew up during those that video game era,
Yeah.
where it wasn't exactly third person like that per se. It was like those controls, like fuck with me, like old
Tank
school Resident
controls.
Evil shit.
Yeah, tank controls.
Dude, I get fucked every time. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going.
It's so funny because as a kid, I used to be so afraid of how unable I was able to control the characters. And then when I finally got a little bit older and I replayed them, I was like, oh, this makes sense. Like, because it's fixed angles, it's just like, yeah, you move around, like I said, like a tank, wherever you're pointing, that's where it's going to go.
I know,
So,
I gotta keep telling myself that. Like,
yeah.
now you say tank controls and it makes so much sense.
Yep. Because then
I didn't
it's
know
like
it
I
was
just
called
turn
that.
Jill around, and then if I'm looking this way, I just hit forward no matter where I'm at, and I just go. But yeah, trying to run from fucking Nemesis back in the day, it's like, oh god, I gotta figure this out. If not, he's gonna
That's
fucking
what
punch me.
that's what I'm saying. I'm um, I couldn't get used to it. I think that's one reason why I never played those old games, but I think I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that you guys are like, especially with like Drew and shit. Like, I for one, like if I'm playing like Dead Space, I do not want to play fucking Dead Space on the 360. I don't really want to play one and two and three unless they're remastered. Like maybe I'll get to it, but like I'm not really all that into it. Like I know the first one that I played on PS5, I'm like, this is fucking amazing. But if I
Oh
go to
yeah.
the other ones, I'm gonna be like, maybe.
So I'll give you the second one was a lot darker. In my opinion, it was actually even more terrifying. The first one set the standard. The
Mhm.
third one was kind of more of a slaughter mode.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But I still enjoyed it. They took away some of the scary bits and pieces of it. Will say maybe the atmosphere took away a little bit, but um, I enjoyed the story.
Mhm.
Basically, it turned into slaughter mode. You can create a lot more guns and do a lot more mayhem, but I liked it.
Mhm.
But yeah, the second one, I don't know. I'm on the forums and stuff, and I'm seeing back and forth of either maybe a Dead Space 4 or a remastered of 2.
Mhm.
I'd be happy with either, honestly.
Yeah. So, like, going into more about the whole Dead Space thing, like, people who are listening, you need to understand that this could just be a nice, fun, just chatting episode. So it's really cool. It's something a little different. Like I said, me and Kyle have been talking back and forth, being like, "Yo, let's just talk about Dead Space on the podcast." Like, yeah, just and then talk, just shoot the shit. So I get to talk a little bit more than usual.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited to listen to everything you thought about it. Like it did touch upon the lore just a little bit. Like the
Mhm.
first game when it came out on the 360, there wasn't a lot of lore. You kind of
Mhm.
had to do a little bit more deep digging. They definitely did a lot more on this remake, and
Yeah.
it was fantastic. So I'm really interested on your thoughts.
So first
Or
things first, I do like the fact that like when you walk in there, you're like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then like necromorphs, "Whoa, holy shit, this is fucking crazy! Goddamn aliens running around killing people." And like, neat. Oh, they can do X, Y, and Z, and like transform dead people into freak monsters, you know. And then out of fucking nowhere, it's like, "Hey, you know about this cult, right?" You're like, "What do you mean it's a fucking cult?" It's like, yeah,
yep.
man, there's the Church of Unitology. And Isaac's like, yeah, I fucking hate the Church of Unitology. My parents were a part of that shit. My wife
Yep.
helped my parents get out of it. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is happening? And like it got like dark. Like you walk into places like it looked like like weird rituals and shit, like the circles and the writing and like the candles and the fucking like ceremonial dead bodies and sacrifices and shit. And like when it got to that point, I was like, yo, this is kind of cool. Like I was like I knew there was like a unitology thing. I didn't know the extent of like, oh my god, this is like a cult. And not only is the cult like it's just, oh, these weirdos worship the whatever that thing is. Like I'm doing holding two fingers up. Like I'm talking about the
The
marker,
marker.
yeah.
How much have you dove into that?
So I did my best not to go into it too much because one, I kind of didn't care. I'm sorry to say, because I'm like, I know I'll find more out in 2 and 3 because like I'll see things for like Dead Space 2 and 3 going over the lore, and I'm like, I feel like this is too much and it's gonna ruin it for me. Like just watching like some guy talk about it, I'd rather honestly talk to you about it because I feel like you'd
Okay.
probably explain a little bit more, which is a little bit of what my understanding is because like I didn't want to get like information and then try to like vomit it back at you and see things like that. So one of the more interesting parts of the thing is, like I said, when Church of Unitology, when they started talking about it, was yeah, it's a big religion. It's like, oh, it's not just cultists on this thing, so to speak. It is this well-known fucking religion that takes place in the Dead Space universe. So the fact that they had that already set up in the world was really fucking cool.
This has been going around for hundreds to probably like 1,000 years.
Yeah, because they were talking about that when they're saying like, yeah, we found the marker and we were like, fuck, we need to get rid of this. We need to put it back. We'll just take the marker and put it somewhere else. You
Oh,
know?
this isn't the first time it's happened.
Yeah. I know. And it's just really neat that like you start like running into like the captains and like the guys who were in charge of the ship, the doctor, and seeing what your wife went through. And you're like, oh my God, there is a lot happening and there's a lot of drama on this ship. And it was good drama. It's not just like, oh, how horrifying. The secret cult is doing secret cult things. It's literally just like people are like, hey man, like I don't want to go to Med Bay. It's like, well, you should, you need to. It's like, yeah, but like my boy went there last time because he couldn't fucking sleep for 5 fucking days. That's weird. And then give him a sedative. Okay, great. Didn't fucking work, so he started killing people. You're like, oh, scary.
They want our They want our flesh, man. Make us whole. Make
Yeah,
us whole,
dude.
Ryan.
Make us whole. Yeah,
I
seriously.
the two things. One, so you finished the game. I want to know how you felt about it. So there's a point in the game, I can't remember where, but you're in an elevator. You ever hear a song play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
Yeah. Oh,
That
you're gonna hate me for this, but go ahead, finish.
oh, you bitch. So that was in one of the first trailers when the original game came out,
I
and I was
remember that.
ecstatic. I was ecstatic that they threw that in there. Like it sent a shiver down my spine. Like that's how terrifying I was.
No, it was really cool. It was pretty scary. Like I said, you're gonna hate me for this. Was because I got in the elevator and it started playing, and I'm like, and I'm losing Isaac around, like, whoa, fucking scary, bro. And like, I need to find out where that's coming from. Open the door, it just stops. I only heard like,
Oh,
I only heard like 5 seconds of it, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what happened?
that's okay. That's cool.
I liked it. I was like, oh, it's the song. I remembered that. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Walked through the door. Thought maybe I'd see a freak, like, like Nicole, like image somewhere. And it's just like you walked out, and nothing happened. And I was like, and then it just cut. And I was like, um, was I? I guess I'll just move on. It's like, I was like, God damn it! I thought that was supposed to be like a moment, but the game didn't lock you into the moment, so I just
No,
walked out.
no, I think it's just a nice little thing that they threw
Homage,
in there.
yeah.
Yeah, a nice little homage because I forgot. I was gonna have you do it, but I was gonna have you. Um, I decided not to. But my second playthrough, I put the music volume on 0, so you can hear small voices and shit and
Oh,
noises
oh
a
my
lot more
God.
clear, and you can hear like who's there? I was like,
Yeah. That goes into. I'm glad you said that. It goes into one of my points that I really want to talk about this game. Is, well, everyone clearly, spoiler alert for the fucking for Dead Space.
oh my god.
The hit game from their Xbox 360 era. Uh, is that the Ishimura is its own fucking character, and it's amazing. And that is the perfect example of having a setting that is its own character. Like like you
Oh yeah.
said, like I literally just walking around, and it's just like you walk, okay, and then you'll hear like, oh, you're like, the fuck was that? It's like, but it'll just be far away where you're like, well, that's either someone's getting murdered or some freak monster is screaming for no reason.
Or it's a ghost, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
Or maybe it's in your
exactly.
own head.
Yeah, you hear like the whispers and shit. And I'm just like, who's that? Who's there? Who the fuck are you? Like, but like you'll hear fucking like gears turning. You'll hear like creaks and shit. And I was like, all right, pretty cool. And the game does an amazing job of being like, all right, go to this place. Oh well, oh, don't mind if I do, and just keep walking, and you're walking, and you're walking, and nothing's happening, and you're just like, oh, I made it. Press the button, cool. And then you turn around like, oh, nothing's still happening, and then you'll just hear do 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 do. I'm like, oh, what was that? And like nothing happens. I'm like, God fucking damn it! Like this game's fucking
or like
fucking with me.
or
And
or the
then it'll be,
vents will fucking freak out and blow up and you'll
yeah,
expect something to come out of it and nothing
nothing
happens.
happens. Yeah, fuck you, game. Really, fuck you. That's that situation where that happens. Oh my God. Like every goddamn time, it's just like, why are you doing this?
It was it was completely fantastic. Like I was very happy with. Honestly, it was. I felt like it was a little bit easier, maybe because I've gotten a little better at video games
Mhm.
since I was a kid. But
Yeah,
I found it a little easier. I beat it on the hardest difficulty.
I can see that because playing the game, like I was playing it, and I'm just like, I'm really fucking enjoying this game. Like I think I
It,
texted
it,
you like every time a fucking freak would come out, I'm like, oh, you want to shot the fucking champ? You want to shot at Isaac? Let's go. Like the first few times, it was really horrifying. As level up, you're just like, yo, let's fucking do this. Like, you know what I mean? But it still had the.
exactly.
But I will say the one thing that I do enjoy about the game the most it does feel as gritty as it is. They do such a good
Mm.
job with Isaac not being a fucking like Marine or some
Nope.
badass soldier. He's just some engineer guy. Because my favorite example of that is literally him. Like his melee attack is just some dude screaming. It's
Yep.
he's not like yeah, get some. He's just "Ugh,
Oh yeah,
he's like
throwing his
screaming.
weight, throwing his weight into it,
Yeah,
stomping as hard as he
he's
can.
possibly fucking can. And yeah, I love the fact that like all the fights feel so fucking gritty and close.
That's why I felt like I thought you would like the game, like
Hmm.
take away from the horror and all that, but
Yeah,
it's definitely a game in your realm because it's resource management.
yeah, it really is though. I really did
The
enjoy
amount,
that because like yeah, like the fighting was just that
mm,
much better. I was just like, wow, this is really cool. Like I really feel like, you give me one, I can handle it. Give me two, pretty tough. Give me three, it's like, damn, this is getting kind of hard, dog.
give me six coming from every fucking corner. Yep, nope.
Yep, nope.
Um, how much were you looking into knowing some of the lore? I might fuck some of this up. I love Dead Space, but I'm also an idiot.
Nah.
So all the well, actually,
Yeah.
motherfuckers are gonna be like, but
What the Sigma?
like how much? Because you know about the cult now.
Uh huh. So a lot of the cursory knowledge that I understand about the game is from in game. Like I did
Hmm.
my best to read as much as I could because I thought it was interesting. All
Oh
the
yeah, they did a good
information that
job.
they gave you, the things you can read, the videos you can watch. I did it. I did all the side quests. Did all of them.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. So like I saw with like Nicole dealing with like I said dealing with the drama of the doctor being like, hey, what are you doing? And it's just like, oh, we need to do this because, this is going to make us whole again. Everything's fine. Let me keep working on these patients. They're fine. They're just being a little funny. And
They
she's
gave
like,
her so
I
much
don't
more of a
know.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first game you kind of couldn't really give a fuck about. Like you hardly, like you forgot her by the time because she didn't really have a voice. But those
Hmm.
side missions and giving her more of a dialogue, which I get it. Even Isaac didn't even have a voice in the first fucking game. They didn't even have
Yeah.
a voice actor. So I'm really happy they gave her more of a voice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. I did like whoever played his wife did a really good job, I think. So everyone did a fantastic job voice acting wise.
so I'll try to make this as short as sweet as possible because you could probably find videos that are like a few hours long.
Yeah, the one that I watched the one that I watched the most was the Ruination of the Ishimura. I think it's by Maritime Horror.
Okay, so it was just about the Ishimura.
Yeah, and how like they got to where they were. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll talk a little bit before that. Did you ever hear? I couldn't remember throughout the game because I just know of it in general. But you ever heard something called Praise Altman?
No.
Okay. Altman was a scientist. This is talking back on Earth. I don't fucking remember the year. It's like 2500, whatever.
41st
There was
millennium. No.
there was a marker.
Just slip that in there really quick.
That was good. uh, this is back on Earth.
Hmm.
I think the Gulf of Mexico, they found a marker.
Hmm.
All they knew it was alien, and him and a bunch of scientists wanted to study it. And one by one, they started to lose their minds,
Yeah, hell
getting
yeah.
violent, getting angry, and people were getting killed at a certain point. And Altman figured that, hey, it's probably this fucking thing that we dug up. So I can't remember the fucking order. Either I'm pretty sure he like imploded it or sunk it to the bottom of the fucking Mariana Trench
Mhm.
somewhere. But at the end of it, the scientists ended up killing him, and he became a martyr. And that's where Unitology started.
Okay.
So when they
I think
talk
I
about
think I ki- I
praise,
think I kind of remember that, but it's just like yeah, it was all like snippets of like what's going on. Yeah.
that's where it started. The marker is way more powerful than I thought when I was first doing research. It's not just this technology, it's this basically AI that we don't even know where it came from. Anyone suspects that it might have wiped out the race that created it because this thing sends out an electrical pulse, like through the air, like radio waves,
Mm-hmm.
that can both drive you nuts, make you hear things, and it could reanimate dead tissue.
Hell yeah.
So
It's so
it,
cool. Like I'm sorry, it's just like what Sarah said. Like the idea that's so cool.
it
Like the
that
idea that
thing
those things will
base
do that.
yeah, that thing basically. So the things that fly around with forget their name. They're like bats.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, that's the lower half of a torso, just to make you a little bit more terrified.
Oh fuck
That's
that.
literally there's literally a lower half of a torso.
With a little mouth thing, little straw mouth. You
Yeah,
know.
pretty much. Pretty much. Those were made to kind of spread
Yeah.
the infestation a lot more, but think of it as a hive mind.
Yeah.
So a red marker is artificial. It was made because that's its job. It wants to have the entire indigenous population turned into necrotic tissue and for new markers to be made. A black marker, which I think Altman found, is an original, like
Mm-hmm.
original copy, more powerful. And over time, the entire world will be consumed in necrotic flesh and reanimated dead tissue. And it turns into something called a brethren moon. And this moon basically sets out and shoots off markers into space to do the same thing to other planets.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is not like a planetary devastation. This thing is like a universe kind of like threat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's basically its main. It's basically its main thing. Like all the voices you hear inside your head, it tries to go for like the weakest people. Oh, and the most terrible part is you can't just blow it up. You have to reduce it to atoms.
Yeah.
Because even the smallest piece can send out a radio wave.
Jesus.
Yeah, when I looked into actually how powerful this thing actually fucking was,
Mm-hmm.
which they go more into the second one, um, where Isaac actually gets like a voice actor and he starts losing his fucking mind.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fuck. The second one's really fucked up.
I would love for them to remake the second one, like, cause like I said, I mean, I won't. I'm not gonna break out the 360 to play fucking Dead Space 2. Like, I'm
Nah,
good.
and
I'm good, dog.
I I heard stories that they might,
It's funny
but
because what you were saying is, like, I remember looking up like lore for Dead Space, and yeah, they started getting into like, so the markers are, but they were potentially this thing, or they could be that. I'm like, this is too much. I never played 2 and 3. I don't need to know this now. Like I said,
yeah.
I'd rather you explain it to me because like right then and there, what you just said sounds super fucking interesting. Like I know you're not gonna fucking meander too far and get in the weeds of this shit.
No, just think of it as a hive mind just wants to spread. Probably the worst kind of basically zombie virus that you could fucking think of.
What's fun is like, especially me talking to you, getting you into 40K, you realize the fucking inspiration of like Tyranids and Papa Nurgle and shit. You
Oh
know
yeah.
what I mean? It's just like Tyranids in the sense of the hive mind and sending things out to fuck with people, but making it like even bigger that way through like just chaos and shit. And then Nurgle shit being like, oh, we're taking necrotic flesh and we're reanimating bodies and we're turning into freak monsters. And it's just like, it's really fucking sick.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see a lot of inspiration for a lot. And the people who just made up the monsters are fucking like amazing.
Oh, the monster design is so cool. So fucking cool, man.
And how they did it in the remake was fantastic. Like if you shoot in the limbs, like bits and pieces of flesh come off, and you can kind of notice it as like a health bar per se. Like one shot takes like just a little bit off, then you can see bone, and then the leg will come off.
Yeah, I never first time you were showing me that before. And it was just, what is it? I was just looking it up, and I'm sorry, I'm just looking it up right now. And some of like I was seeing some comparison videos before of like how the fucking necromorphs looked from the original versus like the remake, and it's just so cool. It's like the big open mouth, the stomach that opens up, like the
hmm
hands with the blades that come out of the fucking arms, and it's just like, damn, Like this design
I
is
could
its own design. And it's really fucking cool.
I could picture uh I could picture your reaction when you got to the cutscene where the captain, when you were trying to get his key code, and the captain got attacked by the bat necromorph, and the body just laid on you, and it's turning as it's laying on top of you.
It's funny because I knew exactly. It's like I want to see your reaction. Yeah, when the fucking freak in the morgue just throws that shit on you, and the guy's like, "Urgh!" You're like, God. I think at that point, I think that was when I was the most Isaac. Like, what the fuck are you? Like, get off me, dude. And then
I
like
love that
then
they're
he
doing
starts
that.
transforming all the other ones. Like, God damn, it's like 5 in here. This is bullshit. Get away from me.
Dude,
You
that's
already
why I was
touched
like, I,
me.
dude, I'm telling you, that's why I cheatsy do it. I don't want to say cheatsy do it, but like advanced knowledge that shit. If I
Yeah,
walk into a room and I see dead bodies, oh, I desiccate them.
yeah. He's like stomping on him and shit.
Oh yeah, I just completely tear off their limbs and shit. Cause it's funny, cause when that scenes happen and I come out and the bat things are flying around and I can't find a dead body to reanimate, I'm like, sucks pussy.
Yeah, loser. Speaking of character designs, I gotta say, I think you and I were making jokes the other day. I just love the idea that like I first started playing the game. I'm just yeah. I thought Isaac was a lot cooler looking. He looks like some nerd, and then I realized I haven't fully upgraded the suit. So like every
Oh, you
time,
meant the suit.
yeah, every time I kept
Okay.
upgrading the suit, it's like he gets more handsome. It's like, oh, he's kind of cool, you know. Look at all these extra lights on him. These like shoulder pads, you know.
But dude, I thought you meant like his actual face at first,
Oh
because
no,
that
I
actually.
meant his suit.
Oh, okay. This, yeah, that part I get. The face though, if you play 2 and 3, if you look up the differences between him,
Mhm.
it's like night and day. Like the old ones, he looks like a badass, but I will say the new one, that's the one gripe I have, and other people in the community did. He looks just off.
Yeah,
Like, probably didn't really matter to you as much,
of
but to
course.
people who played like
2 and
2,
3.
3, and the
Yeah,
the DLCs, um, it's like, oh. But no, I think they did a great job with the suit. But that was the idea. Like, you want to upgrade your suit as fast as possible because all you had was a bit of clothes on you while you're trying to get not killed by things with
yeah,
razor sharp claws or
yeah,
acid.
yeah. Fucking weirdos and shit. The one thing I did enjoy that it was such a. I remember one of the biggest things with the original Dead Space, and I'm glad that it still comes out to this one, is Dead Space was the first game in a long time to be like, hey, can we not have a HUD? Can we just try to eliminate as much as the HUD as we can?
Oh
And
yeah,
playing that game now, I'm like, oh my god, it looks so amazing. Like it's as simple as your ammo's on the gun, it projects
yep,
it, so it lets you know how much you have. The health is
yep,
on his spine. The
yep,
stasis stuff is on, it's just a bunch of gears and shit on him. And
yep,
everything, even when you open up the fucking like menu where you get a call, it's just in game. It's just boop boop, and he open, the thing comes up from his neck piece, and it's like, yeah, sick. We were talking and just walking around, and like that's so
y-
cool how they just kept that whole like, yeah, you're not gonna open something up and like boop boop. The only time you do is the save. I'm like, that's fine. It's a save thing. It's a game thing.
oh yeah. Oh, I cheatsy dueled that too.
Yeah.
Uh, for the like the hardest mode, it only gives you one save file,
Yeah.
and you can't die. But the thing is, the death animation takes so long that like if you're about to die, you can just easily go back to
Hmm.
save.
Hell yeah.
Actually, I'm like, ah, fuck it, I don't care. It's
Well,
cool though. They brought back an old school weapon from the original one. When you complete the game, you get like a foam finger that kills literally everything in one shot.
yeah. Doesn't he go like pew 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 bang bang? Doesn't he
Yeah,
talk for that one?
yep,
It's like
yep. He
silly.
does it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It gets a little annoying because there's multiple, and you're like pew 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 pew. I'm like, what the fuck?
What was your favorite weapon in the game? Which one you used the most?
Oh, plasma cutter,
Hell
100%.
yeah. I
That
really
was
enjoyed the plasma cutter a lot, but man, the fucking saw blade one is so much fun.
Oh, the Ripper.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, come on, get close to me. Open this shit up. Bang! Fucking right in front of me. Just, yeah, let's go. Cutting him up, shooting it out. It's like, yeah, get fucked, nerd.
That's the replayability, I will say, of that fucking game. They did so well because they added new stuff, but
Yeah.
not too new. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you were able to upgrade your gun in the old game, but um, now with this one, it gives you like a little bit more to do, which is cool. Like the plasma cutter, you can get like something that like burns
Yeah.
the necromorphs,
Mhm.
which looks really fucking cool.
Are you a vertical or horizontal plasma cutter man?
Oh, you asking for my strats now?
No, like you know
I
how you
got
can
you. I
turn
got
it.
you.
You know how you can turn it vertical or horizontal.
No, yeah. So this is what I do. So I got a vertical.
Okay.
If it's enemies that don't have like upper body armor, turn it vertical. I aim for like their elbows or shoulder or hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shoot off their claw, pick the claw up, and shoot them with the claw
Well, there you go.
because it does obscene more damage. Basically, how I got through the hardest difficulty. I came into that game with I don't just go for like the legs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll go for their own weapons at first.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the plasma cutter's probably my favorite. I've been wanting to even create that thing as a cosplay for like a long time now.
Dude, you totally should. That thing would be so sick. Especially if it can turn, man. Hell yeah.
Oh no, that's my main thing. I'm not worried about the lasers, but I definitely am gonna make sure that thing like
Like turns.
turns.
Hell yeah. That'd be sick.
Uh,
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're capable of doing shit like that. So I know I would love to see you do that. Get that shit together.
I probably will at some point. More of a time thing, but
Yeah. Of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of ideas for it.
Nice. Shit. Yeah. Yeah. No. Like I said, like it just like I said, it's mostly us just talking about Dead Space today. But man, like I really did enjoy how much like you know everything just visually. You look at that game and it's just like darkness, and then like they'll come out and the lights change, the sound. Like they really did such a good job. The one thing that I was like I thought was really neat, and it's like the smallest fucking detail, was the what is it? Is at the very beginning, it's just like it says like the Ishimura on top.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
then like as you play more of the game, it's like I is you or some shit like that. Or like I think or if it's just welcome to Ishimura, it's like we is you or some shit like that. I remember I took a photo of it in the game, and I was like nice because they do the whole like make us whole again
Make
and
us
shit.
whole.
Yeah,
I
but
loved how they added that concept. They definitely threw a lot more lore into the game,
nice.
and I loved it. Um, yeah, the game is fucked up. They
Mm.
added, like, even someone who's played it, the old one, multiple times, they still kept me surprised, and it still scared the crap out of me. Like the classic first necromorph you find on the ground.
Yeah, you
That's
just
not, that's not dead. I was like, oh, okay.
who the fuck are you?
Did you fall for
I said, of course I did, man. That shit was scary as hell. Get this really quick. Cut y'all, motherfucker try to grab me and shit. Fucking shoot
It's
his
just on
ass.
just on the ground and just like hops up like supra. I was like,
Yeah. It's like, hey dog, let me ask you something. Like, good. What the fuck? Blow your limbs off, prick.
"What?"
God damn.
They did such good job at that game. Like I was very got me wanting to play it again.
Hell yeah.
It's a comfort game for me. Like you can just sit down and just like play it, you know.
Yeah.
And like you were talking about the ship, like it doesn't look like you've been to the same area. Every area looks a little different.
Yeah, I did like that. I did like how if you didn't have the tram, the actual ship felt like you could walk around it and get to every place.
Oh yeah,
I thought that
definitely,
was really
100%.
cool. I really liked how that worked out because I'm like, oh, I haven't made it there yet. And then I found my way around and I was like, oh, okay. And like, yeah, you end up in places like, oh, this is where the captain lives. Oh, it's super nice over here. Oh, they play some weird basketball game here. Oh, okay, cool. The one that took me by surprise was the the ending up on the fucking like government agent ship. I was like, oh shit, these people crashed us because they wanted to fucking kill us because they're like, oh, they found the marker. It's all fucked up. Get them. I was like, damn, what the fuck's happening? This sucks. I'm in the middle of
Oh
a
yeah,
fucking conspiracy.
oh yeah, they want to nuke us, fucking glass us.
Yeah, dude, straight up. And then like that's just same with the game. Like, oh, you thought it's like, oh, you thought that was all you have to worry about, huh? They got real. It's like no, everyone knew you're just a fucking patsy. They're coming in just to fucking destroy you, but they got fucked up because they opened the one air duct when they could probably go in there and kill the guy that's in there. Surprise! It's a necromorph.
No, Chang.
Yeah. Oh no. I hate to say this, but I'm gonna give you the gripes that I have about the game.
Oh
No.
no, I'd love to hear it.
So honestly, the only real gripe I have with the game is the end. The end was kind of like the last chapter was kind of like, okay, this is kind of dumb.
What about the end?
Okay, so ultimately everything was super interesting, but once you got off the ship and you were on like Aegis 3 or whatever it's called, uh
Oh, are you talking just about like the tediousness of moving the marker around?
yeah, it's like, oh, here they come. It's like, okay, God, die, 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 die. And it's like, okay, this is kind of gamey. Like at that point, it felt like a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It felt like when it got to the end, it felt like a product of its time. That's like what I really have to say about that. Like it really felt like, oh, this is a 360 game now. Like
No, I
the
could.
game
Yeah.
originally, as I was playing it, I knew I was doing fetch quests. It was go here, go there, come back, go here, go there, get this for me, turn this on. Did not feel that way when I was playing the whole game. Did not feel at any point felt like a fetch quest, even though that's the entire game. You know,
Mhm.
didn't feel like that. But the very end was just like remove the marker. Okay, like 6 guys gonna come out. Oh man, oh use your stasis because it's the fast one. You have to shoot behind him, and then you get to the very end like of that area, and you're lining up the marker, and then like it's like, oh my god, there's like so many dudes right now. This is just kind of annoying.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that point. That like especially when I played on the hardest difficulty, that was the point where it was kind of getting annoying, you
Yeah.
know. But I understood the purpose of it. But yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with you on that.
And like that's such a, like I said, it's just like it felt like the very end of a video game in a 360 era game.
Exactly.
Because like I think the pacing completely changed when that happened.
It did.
It
It
wasn't
did.
a horror game. It was exactly what you said. It was like a shooting gallery,
Yeah.
and it was cool because like the big reveal of like Nicole being quote unquote dead and shit. And what I really liked was you weren't exactly hallucinating someone being there. It was somebody, but it wasn't your wife. It was the person from hydroponics.
Yep.
And the person from hydroponics saw you as their brother, and you saw your wife. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense for why they can tangibly do things. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I was like, oh, that was cool. That was a really good play. And you get
That
close that
was a
little
good play.
glass area,
Yeah,
and
it
it's
didn't
like,
help.
yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, like that didn't happen in the first one, in the original.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What did they do?
It was kind of just Isaac hallucinating,
Oh, okay. That's
which I
cool. That's
still
a cool
liked.
difference. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I did like how because to me that showed how strong the marker was,
Yep.
because it wasn't just affecting you and seeing things. It was you were seeing someone else in that person and in your eyes, and that person was seeing you as somebody else. I'm like, whoa, that's fucking scary. Like
Oh
it
yeah.
is like making you believe that everyone around you is who you want them to be. But and then at the very end, the giant tentacle. Oh my god. What the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is that last boss? Like, I didn't get it. Like, I was playing it, and I'm just like, okay, this is it, huh? Just a giant monster with glowy balls. Cool, I gotta shoot him.
It's a very 360
It's
kind of like Gears of War kind of giant monster kind of like
yeah,
thing,
weak point, shoot him. Yeah,
pretty much dodge this, dodge that. And the
yeah.
boss fight was extremely easy.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
here comes the minions. All right, kill them because they're gonna drop you ammo. All right. Oh, here's the next one. Cool. What I didn't like about it was just okay. You only need 2 guns. You need the plasma cutter and you need the fucking what is it? The pulse rifle. Like you couldn't do anything else. It was
my go-to,
that was so annoying.
if I were to pick a second one, it would be the flamethrower.
Oh, dude, I didn't realize how much I would love the fucking flamethrower in that game. I had so much fun with that fucking flamethrower.
That thing does work.
And like a better word, hate to say it, feels right.
Oh yeah.
Like in that situation when the freaks, boom, you fucking burning everything. You're like, yep. Make a wall of fire and be like, all right, you freaks, time for purge. Let's go.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing. The only gun that you're using that's an actual gun is the pulse rifle. Everything else, it's engineering and mining tools.
I love that. That's such a sick idea that they came up. It's like you're not using guns, you're using plasma cutters, you're using things to open rocks and shit. But yeah, no, legit that flamethrower, man. Like the game did a good job via like here's just enough that you need to switch weapons.
Yep.
That cool shotgun blast one, that one's really sick too. I don't know, I forgot what that one's called.
Oh yeah, like the sonic gun.
Yeah, that one, that was pretty cool too.
I never really used that one. I've been meaning to go back and kind of like play each gun because I never really.
I liked it because when the people got too close to me, I was like, all right, y'all too close. I gotta blast y'all all the way real quick. Bam! Like, yeah, get away, fuck away from me. I like that one, the huge laser cannon gun. That was cool.
Oh, the huge line gun.
Yeah, that one was fun. I was using that one for a while. I was like, yeah, get fucked, loser. But like I said, man, when I got to the end of the game, dude, like I couldn't use the fucking Ripper on the boss because he was too far away.
Yeah.
You know, so like, and then even if I launched him, it didn't go far, and I was like, this sucks. And then it's funny because like I have photos of that fight. The fucking tentacle comes up, and you're surrounded in the fucking cutscene with fucking loot boxes. And I was like, oh, I wonder what I'm gonna do with all these. Hopefully they have ammo and health that I can use. Yeah, they totally did. And it wasn't like 5. It was like 15. And I was like, this is a lot. This is really weird looking. I am not happy with this.
Yeah, it was very arcadey, and it might be a thing like different difficulty. They give you less and less, which I kind of get, but it was very arcadey.
Yeah. It was just more or less like the end presentation was just not what the whole game like. If I were to tell you about it, it is like 10% to a 90% masterpiece. And even then, I would still say it's a great fucking game.
Oh yeah.
Like, cause even when like after I killed so many things, what I really enjoyed was when I'd walk around the Ishimura, you'd still hear things in the background, maybe some whispering, and places you've been to won't have fucking necromorphs because you killed most of them. And then when you least expect it, someone would just turn the corner and like, goddamn, what the fuck?
Yeah, they
And
keep throwing in a little bit of AI
yeah,
each time just to kind of keep you on your toes.
yeah, I
If you
love
do
that.
New Game Plus, they throw in new necromorphs. Not like they don't look new in like the physical design, but they look gray with like red eyes. It's terrifying,
Oh,
honestly.
cool. Yeah, and
They,
it sucks because like with everything that I went through at the end of the game, I'm not doing a new game plus. I was gonna because I was really enjoying playing everything, but when I got to the end, I was like, I kind of sorry for the monsters now. They're not as mysterious to me anymore.
well, that's what I'm kind of doing. I've played the game a couple times, but I'm kind of on a new run where I'm wandering,
Mm-hmm.
taking my time, just kind of going through the ship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just
Not
like
even
just
kind of
kind of
aiming
walk
to
around,
finish. Yeah.
like yeah, like walking around looking. I mean, like, dude, I spent a good amount. Like when I was walking around, I was just looking at things. Like this looks really great, and like shining lights on things. Like I made sure I had the what is it? Like the master key that unlocks everything, like full access. And I got as many as the upgrades as I could. I tried getting everything before I got to the end of the game.
I still need to do all the side quests. I actually haven't done that.
There weren't that many, which is fine. I was happy with what was given to me, and I thought that was good enough.
kind of off topic. You ever seen the movie?
Is it like animated?
It is.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen him. No. Yeah, I was scared of the
I,
fucking game, dog. You gonna watch a fucking
I,
movie?
I the animation quality isn't the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, I did enjoy the movie. If you got like a chance, I definitely say check it out. I
What
think it's on Amazon or something.
is like the movie like before Isaac shows up, or is it during Isaac's there?
Oh no, it's before. So you
Yeah,
get
I
to
remember.
watch.
I remember hearing. I remember seeing things and being, "Hey, this is like a prequel one. Like, if you want to see how the Ishimura like got fucked up, it's really good."
No, it's really good.
Nice.
I mean, the animation's all right, but
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. No, man, it's just I really enjoyed playing fucking Dead Space, man. I like I said, this was a really good. It got to the point, man, where it gave me fucking like power fantasy after a while, where it's like you want, like I said, you want some of fucking Isaac Clarke, like let's fucking go. Like I got stronger, and like using the Ripper, like two of them get close to me, I just take the Ripper out and like just run it back and forth, cutting off limbs. I'm like, you thought, oh, you thought, thing breaks, rip open a new one, just yeah. And he's
Hell yeah,
covered
man.
in blood and Isaac screaming, and I'm like, this is awesome. This is so good. It's funny because of that I started playing Doom Eternal.
No, sh- no
Yeah,
shit.
because I wanted more of it. I wanted more of that. Like let's like rip and tear. Like let's fucking do this.
That's uh, that's what kind of like the third one, and I could say the second one too,
Mm-hmm.
kind of felt. But I definitely, I definitely love that aspect of it. They did some great changes, and there is one change that I do love that they changed. They basically made something easier.
Oh yeah,
You
what
remember
was it?
you remember the meteor calculation thing where you have to shoot the meteors?
Yeah.
They made that so much fucking easier.
Why it
I
was
mean, it
harder
was
before? Because that was kind of I was like, what is this? This is cool, but goddamn.
dude, it sucked.
Yeah.
It's like if you missed like one or two asteroids, the ship is done.
Oh, that's yeah. No, I missed a bunch.
Which is cool. They changed the layout. They changed kind of everything on
Mm-hmm.
that. But hell yeah, man! I'm so happy that fucking yo ass played it.
Oh, dude, I'm glad I did too because I started playing it like I don't know why. I'm just like fuck it. I think it was because it was Halloween time, and I was like, let's play a scary game like Dead Space. Like I remember that being scary, but I also remember not being like helpless. And like, yeah, fucking Isaac Clarke's a fucking badass. I'm all for him being like an iconic game character because he is pretty fucking cool. Um, what was I gonna say in regards to that? Fuck, I had it and I lost it.
Well, it was like I always see like fan art of like the Doom guy and Isaac and like other
Oh, those
like
guys would
mass.
definitely hang out. They're like, what is happening to the world? God damn it. Oh,
Exactly. Like
I remember what I was gonna say. I liked that even though Isaac was like along for the ride with everything, he had answers for everything. And it wasn't like, I'm gonna use my bravery. I'm a tough guy. I'm going to fight all these monsters and get us our way out of here. No, he was like, okay, why can't we do this? The signals aren't being sent. Okay, but if the signals aren't being sent, that means that these aren't being connected. Do we know what the connection is? No, there seems to be a blockage there. Okay, let me go check that out. Like you said with the asteroids, how come our automatic defenses wasn't working? Because we need to recalibrate them. The only way I can recalibrate them is do something really fucking stupid. And I'm all about options, so I'm gonna do that's really fucking stupid thing, which is go out in the fucking dead of space and manually aim and shoot all these things to make sure that it works. And I'm like, this is believable because that's really why he was there. He's an engineer. A lot of his
exa-
problems were engineering problems.
Yep. Dude, that's why I relate to the character on like a personal note. Like
Mm,
I love Isaac Clarke,
yeah.
and like he's just like kind of more critical thinking.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care about your politics. I don't care about your marker bullshit. This ship's falling out of the sky. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Yeah, we need to fucking fix this. It's like, you need to go to engineering. I'm like, yeah, because there's something dislodged there. I need to reset this. I need to, it's all it is. I need to manually reset something. And it's great. Because, like you're saying, he's just critical thinking. He's just, why isn't this working? While these guys are like, oh yeah, I think he's gonna betray us. He's like, I need to find my wife. We need to get the fuck out of here, guys. Come on, we need to get the fuck out of here.
A critical thing. That's why I love his character so fucking much.
Hell yeah. But I think that'll end the podcast for us there, Kyle. Thank you for joining me, my man.
No, thank you for talking to me about Dead Space.
Oh
It was
yeah, hell
amazing.
yeah! I was glad that like I said, everyone. This is just a little bit different. I'm probably gonna like title this completely different, like just chatting or like Dead Space talk. So it will be a podcast episode. It's just more of me and Kyle gushing over fucking Dead Space. Thank you
It's
for
fantastic.
joining.
It's a great thing.
Thank you for joining us. If you like more of that, say in the comments, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you for joining us.
Peace.